Feel this way forever. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry.
After days of speculation, it has been confirmed that North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un did pay a visit to Beijing. The visit, confirmed by China and North Korea, was Mr. Kim's first known foreign trip since taking office in 2011. He held successful talks with President Xi Jinping, China's Xinhua news agency reported. China is North Korea's main economic ally, and it was thought highly likely it would consult Beijing before planned summits with South Korea and the US. Mr. Kim is due to meet South Korean President Moon Jae-in in April, and US President Donald Trump in May. The Beijing visit is considered a significant step in North Korea's preparation for the proposed talks. What did the two leaders discuss? Mr. Kim arrived with his wife, Ri Sol-ju, by train on Sunday and left Beijing on Tuesday afternoon, according to reports. During the visit, Mr. Kim assured his Chinese counterpart he was committed to giving up his nuclear weapons, Xinhua reported, but with conditions. The issue of denuclearization of the Korean peninsula can be resolved if South Korea and the United States respond to our efforts with goodwill, create an atmosphere of peace and stability while taking progressive and synchronous measures for the realization of peace, Mr. Kim was reported saying. The North's conditions include the removal of a U.S. nuclear guarantee for South Korea, observers say. North Korea's KCNA news agency called the visit a milestone in improving bilateral ties. Mr. Kim's arrival and departure were shrouded in secrecy. China said the visit was unofficial, so there was no announcement of it in advance, prompting speculation about who was on the train when it was spotted arriving. Because of the unofficial status of the visit, some of the normal protocols for foreign visits were not observed. For example, no North Korean country flags were hung around the Great Hall of the People on Tiananmen Square. Relations between North Korea and China, historically strong, had been deteriorating, with China backing U.S. moves to tighten international sanctions in response to the North's growing nuclear threat. But China, a military giant over the border, is still responsible for virtually all of North Korea's food and fuel aid. It has largely been an observer of the recent diplomatic moves by Pyongyang towards the US and South Korea. It makes sense for North Korea to explain their positions and coordinate with China, their most important partner. Andrea Abrahamian, research fellow at Pacific Forum (CSIS), told the BBC. Relations have been extremely strained the last 5 years, and China has been sidelined in the diplomacy of the last several months, he said. From Beijing's perspective, this is a visit that should have happened some time ago. To some extent, this is a symbolic visit of courtesy to China. Fyodor Turtetsky of North Korea monitoring site NK News, said. They have two upcoming summits, one with Seoul and one with Washington, and they are probably interested in hearing the Chinese position as well. KCNA also said Mr. Xi had accepted an invitation to return the visit. China briefed the Trump administration on Tuesday on the visit. Washington confirmed, "We see this development as further evidence that our campaign of maximum pressure is creating the appropriate atmosphere for dialogue with North Korea," White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders said. Last month, Mr. Trump accepted an unprecedented invitation to meet Mr. Kim, after months of hostility and North Korean missile tests. If the summit goes ahead, Mr. Trump would become the first sitting U.S. president to meet a North Korean leader.